Hey friends, welcome to Kirsten Nielsen Yoga. This practice is for anyone who has really tight hips. We're still moving, we're still opening up the whole body, so it's still a full body practice, but the focus is on tight hips. Now you won't need any props, just simply yourself and your yoga mat. And those of you who are looking for retreats and trainings with me, please click the link in the description below. So we're going to start sitting, bringing the legs out in front with the knees bent, and just taking the right hand, I'm going to mirror you, grab a hold of the left ankle and place it onto the right thigh. So we're getting straight into the movement today, and we'll do a little bit of breath work when we're in the movement to start, to really ground us into the practice. Now you choose the degree of the hip opener, so either the heel can be further away from the sit bone and that will create more space, especially if you feel like the hips are really tight today. Or if you want a little bit more, you can bring the heel closer towards the sit bone, just making sure that you're coming up nice and high up onto the fingertips. Roll the shoulder heads back so the heart's really open wherever you are. Keeping that left foot really active, and press the left knee forwards, and we'll take a slow breath in together. Long breath out, and just allow the exhale to ground you even more into the shape, into your practice. Breathing in more space into the body, into the hips, into the mind. And slow exhale to ground, soften. Breathing in 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in 4, 3, 2, heart open, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a breath in slow. Now this time we'll heel toe the right foot out to the left. Grab a hold of the left ankle and just place it in front of the right knee. Come up high onto the fingertips and breathe in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, hinge at the hips for 4, 3, 2, 1. Just come down halfway, then back up, breathe in 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, fold 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one like that. Breathing in 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. This time stay here. Take an in-breath. Find more length through the spine. Walk the hands forwards and fold in on the out-breath. Breathing in to lengthen. Exhale to fold. Last one, inhale. Fold, exhale. Back up, breathing in. Walk the hands forwards, back on the breath out. Bring the fingertips behind you, lean the weight back, and then release the legs. And you might just windscreen the knees from side to side. And then when you feel ready, we'll switch sides. So taking the left hand, grab a hold of the right ankle and place it onto the left thigh. And then again, you choose the degree of the hip opener. So maybe the heel comes a little closer in. And you might notice the difference between sides here. I really do. So making sure that that right foot is active. Pressing the right knee forwards, heart stays open. When you feel ready, we'll take a breath in. Slow breath out, and just allow the tissue to soften. Breathing in 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in, 4. Find more length, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a breath in. Heel toe that left foot out towards the right on the breath out, and then grab a hold of the right ankle and just place it in front of the left knee. Coming up onto the fingertips, just allow the knees to be heavy. Take a big breath in. Follow the breath that goes all the way up the spine. Hinge at the hips and fold in. Long breath out. Come around halfway down. Back up, breathing in. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, fold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, fold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay here, breathing in. Heart stays open, shoulder heads roll down the back. Walk the hands forwards on the breath out and just soften the elbows. Just get deeper into the fold, deeper into the hips. Breathing in to lengthen. Exhale to fold. Inhale, breathe in more space. Exhale, folding in. Inhale, lengthen, look forwards. Walk the hands back in as you exhale. Hands behind you. As you lean back, point the toes. Bring the heels in towards the glutes and roll over the shins. Or take tabletop position. I was just like, which way should I turn? Oh, I'm going to turn this way. So hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, and just move the hips from side to side. Just notice now, maybe even the subtle differences between sides still. Or maybe a feeling of more balance in the body. And then just starting to notice how the shoulders are feeling, how the low back's feeling. And we'll take the right hand and bring it over towards the left side of the mat. Take a breath in. Tuck the toes under. Bring the sit bones back on the breath out. And just stretch out through the side body. Inhale. Slide the right hand back on the exhale. Left hand to the right corner of the mat. Breathe in. Bum back. Don't let the elbows touch the mat. Head heavy on the breath out. Take an in breath. Slide the left hand back in on the out breath. Walk the hands a hand's distance forwards. Pick the knees off the mat. Downward facing dog. Press it back. And just gently pedaling out through the feet. And now noticing how the hamstrings are feeling. Keeping the knees really soft. Finding lots of length from the fingertips all the way to the sit bones. And as you land in down dog, knees soft, sit bones high, imagine like someone is grabbing your hips and pulling you back at the same time as you imagine someone grabbing your forearms and pulling you forwards. Keep the toning of the low belly, big toes pressing down, and feel that energy rising up the inner thighs all the way to the pelvic floor, gently lifting as the big toes press even more. Now keep that, come up high onto the balls of the feet, take an inhale, gently round the upper back, keep pressing the floor away. Send the gaze forwards on the exhale and walk to the top of the mat. Heels ground, take a halfway lift, hands to shins, breathe in. Knees soft, fold in, long breath out. Keep scooping up through the belly as you fold. And again, inhale, lengthen, breathe in more space. Exhale to fold. Rolling up to stand on the in-breath. Land on the out-breath. Arms up overhead, breathe in. Grab a hold of the right wrist, bend the right elbow so the forearm comes behind the head, and then lean over towards the left on the breath out. And then back to center, inhale, grab a hold of the left wrist, bend the left elbow, forearm behind the head, and lean over to the right. Back to center, breathe in, arms up. Knees soft, forward fold, long breath out. Halfway lift, inhale. Step the right foot back, drop the right knee down on the exhale. Arms up overhead, breathe in. Same thing, grab a hold of the right wrist, bend the right elbow, and lean to the left on the breath out. Really pressing the back of the head to the forearm as you lean back. Arms back up, inhale. Hands down to the mat, plank pose. You can always drop the knees down if you need. Shift the weight forwards to the fingertips on the breath in. Chaturanga to the belly on the breath out. Release the tops of the feet down, roll the shoulders, press into the hands as you gently lift the heart, but imagine like you're dragging the hands back at the same time. Exhale, lower. And again, roll the shoulders, heart pulls forwards on the inhale, lower down, exhale. Last one, breathe in, feet ground, heart lifts. Lower down, tuck the toes under, downward facing dog. Press it back. Slow breath in. Slow breath out. Come up high onto the balls of the feet. Inhale. Look forward, soften the knees slightly on the exhale. Start to walk to the top of the mat as you breathe in. Ground and fold on the breath out. Rise all the way up to stand, rolling up. This time, sweep the arms up, straight up. Watch the palms touch. Forward fold, knees soft, exhale, all the way back down. Halfway lift, breathe in. Left foot steps back, left knee down to the mat. Hug the feet, arms up overhead, big inhale. Grab a hold of the left wrist, bend the elbow, and lean to the right on the exhale. Back up, arms up, breathe in. Hands down to the mat, plank pose, step it back on the breath out. Take an inhale, shift the weight forwards, option to drop the knees. Chaturanga to the belly on the exhale. Release the feet down, roll the shoulders, heart lifts, breathe in. Keep pressing down even to the little pinky toes. Lower down, breath out. And again, inhale to lift the chest. Exhale to lower. Last one, breathe in. Lower down, tuck the toes under, downward facing dog. Press it back. Smoothen breath. Long out breath. Now there is an option for a little bit more fire in this practice if you want to take it. So feet come together, toes to touch. Come up high, balls of the feet, arms super straight. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, step or hop to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breath out. Rise all the way up to stand, knees soft, press into the heels, press into the big toes as you rise. Palms touch. Uttanasana, forward fold, long breath out. Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift, inhale. Step back or jump back, going to be chaturanga on the exhale. So you're going to go straight to bend elbows as you step or jump. But just don't go too low. Cobra either to the belly or roll through the feet. Upward facing dog on the inhale. Downward facing dog, press it back on the exhale. Slow breath in. Steady gaze between the feet on the breath out. Bring the feet together, toes to touch. Come up high, balls of the feet, really squeeze up through the knees, press the floor away. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, step or hop to the top. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold the breath out.
Rise all the way up to stand. Big inhale. Straight to it, forward fold, long exhale. Halfway lift, breathe in. Plant the hands down, step or jump back. Chaturanga. Cobra or upward facing dog is the inhale. Downward facing dog on the exhale. So you can always choose to skip the vinyasas as well. If you're not feeling like building that heat, you can always step back to down dog. Feet come together, toes to touch. We're just going to do one more round. Come up high, balls of the feet, inhale, round the upper back. Bend the knees on the exhale, no air, step or hop. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. Rising all the way up to stand, breathing in. Forward fold, long breath out. Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift, inhale. Optional vinyasa, step or jump back. So you can see I'm not going too low. Cobra or upward facing dog on the inhale. Downward facing dog on the exhale. So always with those chaturangas, we tend to go really low with the shoulders. So I'm trying to implement it in where I really don't go low to just demonstrate that to you. Now here, right leg up towards the sky, pit of the belly, take an inhale. Bend the right knee, bring the heel in towards the butt, so you use the hamstring to pull in. Then start to open up through the hip, right knee up and back as the left hip pulls back. Keep the left knee soft, right shoulder drawing down. Come up high onto the ball of the left foot on the inhale. Right knee taps right elbow. Lower it down to the wrist, breathe in. Back to the elbow on the breath out if you want something a little spicier. Then drop the knee all the way down to the wrist and bring the foot across the body. All right, so we're keeping this a fairly active pigeon today. So we're opening the hips in a really active way. So if you're starting the day or if you just need to release a little bit of fire, this one is really good for you. So pressing down into the shin. Coming up onto the fingertips, making sure that that right foot is really active. Scoop up through the belly, tuck the back toes under, lift that back knee off the mat, and just swizzle the foot back, and then lower the knee down. So you just notice that the pelvis just gets a little bit lower to the ground. Either you stay here or once more, pick up the back knee, swizzle the foot slightly back, and then release the top of the back foot down. Take a big breath in, lift the heart open. Track the elbows wide, come down halfway on the breath out. Press into the shin, back up, breathe in. Come down, fold in, breath out. Back up, inhale. Fold, exhale. Back up, breathe in. Lower all the way down onto the forearms on the breath out. So if you need to, you can always bring a pillow underneath the sit bone if you notice that the hips are really high, but we're not going to be here for too long. If we were doing more of a yin practice, then I'd say to do that for some more support, but we're just going to stay for 2 more deep breaths. So wherever you are, keep it active as you press into the shin and lift up through the belly and find more length through the heart. Take another inhale. All the way to empty on the exhale. Walk the hands back in on the breath in. Now chin to chest, round the upper back and slide that right knee back. Move the hips gently from side to side. Tuck the toes under, pick the knees off the mat for downward facing dog. Left leg up towards the sky, take the in-breath. Bend the knee and open up through the hip on the out-breath. So again, the heel comes in towards the glute using the hamstring. Soften the right knee as the right hip moves back and the left knee goes up. Come up high onto the ball, the right foot on the inhale. Left knee to left elbow, scoop in, tap. Slide the knee down to the wrist for a moment, breathe in. Back up to the elbow on the breath out. Then all the way down to the wrist and bring the foot across the body. Whew. So really move that left foot over towards the right if you can, and notice if your sit bone is off the mat, that's okay. Come up onto the fingertips, tuck the back toes under, picking the right knee off the mat. Swizzle that foot back, and then drop the knee down. So keep pressing into the shin, left hip pulling back. Either you stay or once more, pick the knee off the mat, swizzle the foot back so the pelvis gets a little lower. Then top of the foot down, spread the toes. Lift the heart, take a breath in. Fold in halfway, elbows wide on the breath out. Keep grounding into the shin. Back up, inhale. Fold in, exhale. Back up, breathing in. Fold, breath out. Back up, inhale. Now all the way down on the exhale, lower the forearms down to the mat. Again, we keep it active, the shin grounding down, top of the right foot down. And imagine like your elbows are dragging in towards your shin as your heart is moving forwards. Breathing in. Slow breath out. Inhale. Steady exhale. Look forwards, take the in-breath. Walk the hands back in on the out-breath. Plant the hands down, chin to chest. Round the upper back as you slide that left knee back. Moving the hips from side to side. Just rolling the hips a couple times. And it might be that you need to exhale out the mouth, especially if you can feel that a lot has been processed. So there's a lot of releasing when it comes to hip openers. This can be physically, of course, but also energetically. So if you need to make a sound or a sigh, to let go even more on the out breath. And then we'll bring the knees together, move the hips over to one side, and then send the legs forwards. Plant the feet down, take the right hand, bring it underneath the right leg, and grab a hold of the left ankle and pull it in towards the right sit bone, and then step that right leg over. So doing another hip opener here. So if you can feel like you're really tilting back, maybe grab a hold of a pillow for a little bit more height. We're going to shift the weight forwards and work to stack the knees, and then lower the sit bones back down. So if this feels too much for the knees, you can always extend that bottom leg forwards as well. And if it feels really like a lot for the knees, then maybe even lie down on your back and see if you can create the same shape. That'll just loosen or just lessen, the pressure on the knees. Now big breath in. Slow breath out. Arms up overhead, inhale. Bend the left elbow, grab a hold of it with the right hand as you exhale. Either stay here or start to lower the right thumb down, right hand down. Bend the elbow and work the forearm either behind the back, pressing the forearm to the low back or mid back. Maybe you grab a hold of the t-shirt, maybe you grab a hold of the fingers. Keep wrapping the left bicep in. Now keeping the right leg really heavy, imagine like it's pressing down. At the same time, can you imagine like you're lifting the bottom leg up? So you're still staying pretty active in the hip opener. Take an inhale into the front of the heart, so just a subtle lean back. Either stay here or come halfway down on the exhale.
Back up, breathe in. Come down halfway on the breath out. Back up, inhale. Last one, come halfway down on the exhale. Back up, breathe in. Releasing the left arm on the breath out. Lower the left ear to the left shoulder. Slow inhale. Steady exhale. Bring the head back to center. Gently slide that right arm down the back to release. Take a breath in. Walk the hands forwards on the breath out. 3 deep, slow breaths. Now, even though we used the 4 count of the breath at the start, see if you can lengthen the exhale now to 6. So breathing in, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Look forwards, breathe in. Walk the hands back in on the breath out. Fingertips behind, little lean back, and plant the feet down. We take an inhale to lift the heart. Maybe windscreen the legs from side to side on the exhale. And then we'll switch it, taking the left hand underneath the left leg, grab a hold of the right ankle, draw it in towards the left sit bone and step that left leg over. Either you can stay here if this is enough for the hips, or work to stack the knees. So again, we're keeping this active. We're pressing that left leg down. At the same time, can you resist and lift the right thigh bone up? Arms up overhead, breathing in. Bend the right elbow, grab a hold of it with the left hand on the breath out. Either stay here or start to lower the left arm down, thumb points down. Forearm either to the low back, mid back, grab a hold of the t-shirt, or grab a hold of the fingertips. Breathing in, lean back. Exhale to fold down halfway. Keep the sit bones heavy. Back up, inhale. Fold in, exhale. Back up, breathe in. Fold, breath out. Back up, inhale. Keep the left arm, release the right arm on the breath out, right ear to right shoulder. Keep gently leaning back against the forearm. Take another inhale. Bring the head back to center and gently release the left arm. Just slide the forearm down the back. Fingertips behind and release the legs. And again, windscreen the legs from side to side. We'll come down onto our back. Bringing the knees into the chest. Little rocks again, side to side. And now we'll work on opening more through the inner groin. So grabbing a hold of the outsides of the feet for happy baby pose. And if this is too much for the hips, you can always just keep a hold of the knees or the shins. Think about the tailbone lengthening to the front of the mat, crown of the head moving to the back, heart staying really open.
Slow breath in. Long breath out. And you might make this a tiny bit wider than you usually make your happy baby. Just a tiny bit. And then gently releasing the feet, starting to slowly extend the legs forwards for shavasana, arms alongside the body. And take a breath into the belly, to the heart. Exhale, long breath out. And just release the legs even more, let the bones get heavy. And just notice the subtle energetics. So what's being processed now. And again, you might want to sigh out the mouth. You might want to make a sound, just finding again that little bit more of a release. Now that we've found stillness and completed the practice. Keeping the exhales that little bit longer than the inhales. And when the mind wants to wander, just keep coming back to the subtle sound of the out-breath. Now you can stay here for as long as you need, yogis. Thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste.